Hello everyone, this is Optimus Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Leader Class Optimus Prime. Now, when this figure came up in the leaked listings, I flipped out. I love this design for Optimus Prime. I've loved it since I got into Transformers as a franchise, so when I saw that we were going to be getting a Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, I was ecstatic. I've mentioned it before, of course, but Age of Extinction is the movie that got me into the Transformers franchise in general, so this is an absolutely amazing moment for me right now. In case you guys didn't watch my unboxing video, I just want to go over the box again real quick. I love this new style of Studio Series boxes. We got, Transformers in big letters on the front instead of just like on the side. I do really like that. Studio Series, we got Transformers Age of Extinction, Optimus Prime. Really nice artwork of Optimus in his truck mode on the front. I love this. This might actually be some of my favorite artwork for this. We got, of course, his shoulder on the side, all about logo Transformers Studio Series. On the side, we have, again, that same kind of artwork of Optimus Prime. On the top, we got Transformers Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. Nothing too much at the bottom. And on the back, we got our product shots right here of the figure and the truck mode and kind of this thing right here. It's kind of weird that this is cut off like that, but it's whatever. We got Transformers Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime battles Lockdown as he is hunted by Cemetery Wind, and of course this awesome photo of Optimus Prime from some of the promotional material back in 2014. So that is really cool. And I love this background. This really reminds me of just kind of like some of that old style backdrop packaging that we used to get for stuff like this in the past. So I love the way this looks. And of course we have our window package, our window boxes back, so that is really cool. But that is pretty much about it for the box. And moving on to the figure itself, here is Age of Extinction Optimus Prime in his amazing looking knight form. And I just have to say, this is the best mainline Optimus Prime figure from Age of Extinction / The Last Knight we have ever gotten. We've gotten some good ones, but they never transformed. And of course, there's third party, but we're not talking about third party, we're talking about official. This is the best I believe Hasbro has done for this specific design. It is completely accurate. Yes, there is kibble on the side, as you can see. The cool thing, of course, is that it is removable. So I just want to showcase that. Essentially, these parts come off. There is a mushroom peg right here. All you got to do is just slide it off like so and bring that down. And it's not the most clean. So it's, of course you have some more truck bits in the back, but this is a little bit more streamlined because at least you can see some of the smokestack detail right here on the back, which looks very nice. But that does definitely help to clean things up. And I do love that these, it kind of helps to, embolden the look of the smokestacks on the back from the front. So yeah, that looks really cool. Of course, you're still left with some of the back leg kibble, but it's not really that big of a deal. And another thing too is that they did fix the issue, and I will kind of get into that more in Articulation, where this whole area would kind of stop. No, now we have a full knee bend at 90 degrees, because on the Last Knight figure that was not the case. So yeah, but overall really cool just looking figure, and the way that they've been able to distribute all of the kibble, so I wouldn't say streamlined, but streamlined enough, is awesome to me. So yeah, overall they did an outstanding job with making this look as cleaned up as possible, because this is a very hard design to translate. So I think they did a very good job. And looking closely at some of the details we have here, there's a lot to cover. I love all the sculpting that we have here for the head. Love all the sculpting for the chest. Just all the sculpting in general looks amazing. We got the wires on the I can't remember what these are specifically for a truck, if they are actually there, but we do have those. Could have been cool if they were maybe painted in red, just to kind of emulate that look a little bit more, but it's just the thigh piece. It's not that big of a deal. We got some more detailing down here going down the legs. Everything here in terms of the detail is completely accurate to the movie. Now, one thing that a lot of people might be a little about is just we don't have the knight arms, but that's okay. This is, again, the Age of Extinction design, so they're supposed to look like this. We will be getting a Last Knight release, I believe, next year of Nemesis Prime, so hopefully, we will definitely be seeing those knight arms. Another thing as well is I do think we'll get the face mask, and we might even get that alternate sword accessory that he used during the fight with Bumblebee. So yeah, we will be seeing that. So this isn't a huge deal right now. This is, again, accurate. So in terms of the detailing on the back, there's really not much to talk about. The arms pretty much carry the bulk of the additional detailing, and everything else is just truck kibble. In terms of paint, a lot of people are not too keen on what a lot of people have been saying it lacks in. I think the paint here is fine. It does what it needs to do. I mean, of course, like, there is a lot of gray on the head, but that is accurate to how it looked in Age of Extinction. There wasn't really much blue on it, so that's not a huge deal. There could have been maybe a lot more silver paint, because we do have some silver here on the shins, and on here on the sunbeam, but that's really about it. Everything else is just kind of gray. Again, I'm not too mad about that, because everything, I feel like this captures what it needs to capture. We have, of course, the red and blue flames here on the chest. We have some gold detailing here. We do have an Autobot emblem tamographed on there, so that is very nice. Got some more gold detailing here on the legs. I think that's really about it when it comes to the gold, but that's, again, that's fine. We got, of course, the blue. I think this is actually a separate piece. I wasn't sure if that was painted or not, but yeah, so that is a separate piece. But yeah, so overall, in terms of paint, like, there's not, like, it's not outstanding, but I do believe that what is there is what needs to be there. And of course, we also do have, like, the blue eyes, so that does look really nice. So yeah, in terms of paint, it's nothing ridiculous, but it's, again, it does what it needs to do. When it comes to accessories, Prime here does actually have a very nice assortment. Starting off with the first accessory, we do have the shield, and this one, I think, it would be the only thing I'd complain about in terms of lacking in paint, because the only thing that's painted is the red, which is fine, but I do wish that they could have at least painted these areas blue, because if you remember on the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive version of the Last Knight Voyager Optimus Prime, they at least painted this part blue, so that is not the case here. But we do have a lot more sculpted details right here on the overall shield, which does look very nice. Some more sculpting in the back, of course. It just looks more so hollow, if anything. But the thing with the shield is that for the first time, this actually can do something. So you can pop those out and pop these back on. It is a case of parts forming. It's not a huge deal, so, but you can do that, or you can, have it split like that if you want. I prefer, honestly, to have it look like this. And you can, of course, just pop it onto the forearm like so, and he can, kind of do the whole, pew pew type thing with the shield that he does in the movies. So that is awesome. But yeah, so that's pretty much about it for the shield. Kind of putting these areas back on like so. Now we do want to cover this too. This bit right here is an adapter piece, so you can just plug that in like so, and you can also put the sword through, so that is pretty cool. And that does store on the back. You just flip this area up, pop that on like so. You can angle that, and also just have like the sword go through, and you can just have that look going on. Pretty cool. But going over the sword, I love the way this is. I think this is the best mainline Optimus Prime sword that we've gotten, at least for, specifically chug scale. This looks really cool. Again, another case of I wish there was more paint. I do wish there was maybe some red here on the tip, maybe some blue highlights in some of these areas right here, just to kind of make it a little more, accurate looking in terms of the color. But it's not, again, it's not a huge deal. I do love the size of this. I think it scales very well with the figure itself. It did look a lot bigger in the promo pictures, but that fortunately is not the case. So, but that's pretty cool. This part right here pops off to make it easier for him to hold it. So you just like put that in and port it there, and there you go. You can hold it like so. So that is really cool. And for the last accessory, we do have his arm blade, which he used in the fight with Galvatron. This really only had like a few seconds worth of screen time, so it's nothing like really that much to write home about. I do kind of wish maybe it had some orange paint here, kind of like they did on the Dark of the Moon release for Optimus Prime, but not a huge deal. You can just like, you have to angle the hand, which is a little but I'll pop that in there, and there you go. And he's got the arm blade that he used during the fight with Galvatron, and that is awesome. So yeah, in terms of accessories, pretty decent layout, if I do say so myself. Now, in terms of the posability on this figure, we do have a ball joint in the head, which allows him to look up that far and down that far, as well as look side to side. Not too much range due to just these collar bits kind of getting in the way, so not a huge deal. Arms can rotate all the way around, move outward and inward, and there is also this little area right here, so this can move up and down, but also a bit right here for the shoulder, and this does also rotate as such. We do have a swivel at the bicep. We do have a double jointed bend at the elbow, which is very nice. We get a wrist swivel all the way around, in and out. I believe that's due to transformation, and we do have opening fingers, which is always a nice touch on Studio Series Leader class figures. Now moving down to the bottom, if you move these skirt sections up, you can see that there is a mushroom peg system right here, and the waist can rotate around. It is a little bit limited due to the backpack, so just note that that is kind of a little hindrance, but it's not a huge deal. You still get, I think, enough range out of that. So yeah, legs can kick forward about that much and back about that much. They can do the full splits, so there is that. Swivel at the thigh, 90 degree bend at the knee, and we do have a swivel at the ankle, a very nice ankle pivot, and not really much up and down. Technically, you can get that or that at the heel, but that's mostly, of course, again, for the transformation. So articulation on Optimus is pretty good. Definitely some of the best, I think, articulation we've gotten on an Age of Extinction Optimus Prime figure. And with all of this amazing articulation, you can pull off a lot of really cool poses. And for a quick size comparison, just to kind of get a good idea, we do have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the Last Night Voyager Optimus Prime, just to see how those two scale together. They did downsize this guy a lot more. This is a lot bigger, but again, I like this better just because there's so much kibble on this one. Like, how I want to know how people prefer this over this. This cleans up, in my opinion. Yes, like there's still kibble here, but it cleans up a lot better than this, in my opinion. Like, look at that. Look at the side, like just the back profiles and everything. Because here's the thing. When you look at this figure from the front, you can still see like the little, wing flaps going on here. You can still kind of see that. This has a lot better of the slimmer profile. You also don't have those giant like truck bits just hanging out, like the front of the truck just hanging off the side of the legs. This is better. I just, no question about that. This is better. So in terms of paint though, I do think I prefer this just a tiny bit, but still not a big deal on the account of this Optimus Prime. Here he is next to the Studio Series Age of Extinction Lockdown, and I gotta say, I think we need a new Studio Series Lockdown. I mean like a major revamp, because I don't think the deluxe class scale works out very well. He's just too small. And the other thing too is this figure also experienced some issues itself. The shoulder on mine actually broke because for whatever reason they utilized clear plastic for that, which was really dumb because the joint was clear plastic. So yeah, we need a Voyager class version of this just to fit into scale. Give it a little bit extra engineering. I think it would be doable. But yeah, so we need a new Lockdown just to go with this Prime. I was so excited to see how these guys look together. Of course, the scaling here is very much off, but the aesthetic of this, outstanding. I love the way that this looks. And of course, the Studio Series Voyager class Age of Extinction Galvatron. And again, another comparison I was really excited to see, just because I love the way that these guys look together. And with all that out of the way, let us get down to the transformation. And here is the amazing looking truck mode. I love the way this looks. I think this is probably the best a truck mode has cleaned up for this specific design. And a lot of them, I think the Age of Extinction / The Last Night toys for Optimus Prime have always done a really decent job of making sure that everything kind of looks really good, but of course that was at the sacrifice of everything looking really, really kibbly in robot mode. But in this case, it's a lot different because the robot mode, yes, while it has kibble, still, you know, it remains, you know, to clean up very well in truck mode. I do have a few just nitpicks I want to get out of the way. I'm not a fan of just these two little gray areas. They're a bit of an eyesore for me. Do kind of wish that they may have been blue, but again, these are joint areas, so that probably would have been like a tolerance issue. If that's the case, then that's fine, but it's still, it just does not look the best. But besides that, oh, and of course, maybe like, I just wish that these areas right here were painted silver, and this ugly screw hole right there, I don't like the way that looks, but it's whatever, I guess. I love the silver on the wheel wells. I love the flame detail going on here. I love the nice blue. I love the red. More silver here on the front of the grill. When I was transforming this, there was this little like weird bit of like crud right here, and unfortunately did scrape off some of the paint on that, so that is unfortunate. But everything else, I mean, the back cleans up very nicely. We do have some holes here, but I'm just going to pretend that that's just extra back truck detail. Of course, the legs are visible here. This does take some minor design cues from the Last Night Voyager, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have mentioned that this also kind of takes some design cues from Unique Toys Challenger in terms of the engineering, so that is actually pretty cool. We do have some clear windows on the sides. It's kind of hard to tell if this is clear. I don't know if it is, but I do know that the side windows are clear, so that's really, really cool. In terms of the weapon storage, you do have, of course, a port right here, and there is some empty space right here. If you kind of orient all of the accessories as such, you can just kind of put that through there and tab that in. And there we go, and there you go, and that's the weapon storage, and that is, you know, of course, you know, not the greatest, but I think that the fact that you can at least kind of put everything here is very nice. Now you can, with the arm blade, you can store it right here on this tab or this tab, but preferably I don't really want any of that kibble on any, like, just attached to any part of the truck except for the back, so I will happily take this. And another cool thing is that this is also trailer compatible with some of the other trailers like Earthrise, which would be too small. 86's trailer looks fantastic behind this guy, so yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the vehicle mode. It looks so cool. I love the way that this looks. Just for a quick alt mode comparison, here is Galvatron. I'm not too big on the scaling here. I think this might be accurate. I'm not sure. They are kind of around like the same height, so there's that. And where the wheels, you know, kind of, yeah, so there's that. But I do feel like this would be a little bit bigger in real life, maybe just because it's really tiny compared to Prime. But yeah. Overall, though, they do still look really good together. But yeah, and just because why not, here is Grimlock in his alt mode. And for my final comments on this figure, again, I have to say I do firmly believe that this is the best movie mainline Optimus Prime figure from Age of Extinction that we have ever gotten. I will absolutely be picking up the Nemesis Prime version of this. That's just how good this mold is. I think just the wait for this was definitely well worth it, just to see where Hasbro would go with all their engineering, and I think that they were able to pull off something genuinely really good. When the first Galvatron figure came out in the Studio Series line, I loved the engineering that they included on it. I thought that just the inside-out technique worked very well, and they applied it a little bit to this Optimus Prime figure. And I think, you know, just kind of doing that with, you know, designs like this where there's not much room to maneuver when it comes to trying to design a robot that can turn into a vehicle, especially based on those designs, because those are ridiculous looking like character designs, and I do not understand how a vehicle would come out of those, but Hasbro has tried their best and they found a way to manage making an Optimus Prime figure that does not look like he turns into a truck still end up turning into a truck, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Overall though, weapons layout is very nice. Paint, again, not the most amazing. Articulation is really good. The sturdiness of the figure is very nice, and again, Hasbro did an outstanding job. But anyways, guys, that is really about it for this review. Thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.